All right, guys, I'm here today with West London Golf Society. Right, I'm about to get my ass whooped. Let's see how this goes. Have you ever heard of a golf society? Do you know what they do? Is it something you've considered or not considered? Well, I had the chance to find out, and I can explain to you my journey with a golf society. Now, Malik, one of the founders of West London Golf Society, reached out to me via YouTube and told me to give it a try. So I went along, signed up online for their form, had to fill out some basic details: first name, last name, email address, and phone number. I was then accepted, pretty straightforward. You're given a WhatsApp group to join, one which is informal and one which is formal. The formal one does all the results and things like that, dates of events, how much you need to pay. The other one's for banter and keeping social. And then you just sign up for what events you want to play as they come along. Now, for West London Golf Society, they have one event a month. The events normally fall during the week. So for somebody like myself, I have to book a day off work if I want to play. And the first one that I could actually play and take part in the tournament was actually West Middlesex Golf Course. Now, they had one before that, but I missed the cutoff date to enter because I just joined the club. So this was the first one I could actually play. And I thought I'd come down. It's West Middlesex Golf Course, which I'd played before, so I'd get a chance to see, is it still as good as I thought it is? And at the same time, I'd get the opportunity to play with other people. Now, I must admit, I was really apprehensive because I consider myself to be a beginner golfer, and I know I've got a really high handicap. Would I wind other people up with my shots going into the bushes and balls being lost? And the truth, which everybody says, is this going to be a bunch of really snobby people, and am I going to feel out of place? Those are the sort of things that go through people's mind. And last but not the least, golf is about having fun. Am I going to have fun with these bunch of people? So this video really is about me sharing my journey with West London Golf Society and what it's all about. I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, I was using my phone. I didn't.
You ain't got a card?
No, I just
Yeah, I use my phone as well, but I suppose you need a card, don't you?
Okay, guys. Once I signed up a couple of days before the event, they let us know what times we were teeing off and what groups you were in. That was great. Now, my tee off time was 12:30, and in true Yomi fashion, I got there exactly 12:30 on the dot, which meant I was actually late because I needed to be teeing off at 12:30. Now, a couple of things to take into account, guys, when you join a society, apart from arriving early, is that you also need to know what your handicap is. If you don't know what your handicap is, then it's going to take a couple of games to work it out. I know I'm a high handicapper, but still I don't know what my handicap is because I've never gone through that process. Now, they use a point scoring system called Stableford points, and probably in another video I explain it because I'm still trying to understand it myself. When I finished playing, one of my mates rang me up and said, "Oh, what was your score?" And I said, I really don't know because it's this Stableford system and I really don't understand it. So I need to learn that, and then I'll tell you guys what it's about. The next thing as well is I've started using my phone a lot. So even though I take a scorecard, I just generally use my phone because I find it easier. When you're in a golf society, you need to take the scorecard, which I didn't know because that's where it's got to get signed off by somebody and witnessed. So these are all little things that you need to take on board. Another thing you need to take on board is that I play with my friends. We're Sunday golfers. So if somebody loses their ball, we just take a drop ball. When you're playing in a society, you need to know all the rules. So 2 rules that I've learned. One of them is you can't ground your golf in the bunker. Thanks to somebody who told me on YouTube. So I learned that before the event. And the second one was you've always got to take a provisional ball. You can't do the fancy drop ball that you do when you're playing with your mates. So basically understanding the rules of the game. And probably that's what adds the fun to playing in a golf society, because you learn those extra little things which add a little bit of a challenge to it. But at the same time, they don't take away from the pace of the game. Now, I happen to play with 3 other gentlemen who were really fun. I'm going to put you through the video. You can see some of my shots and their shots. And I'll wrap it up by showing you at the end of it how we met up and a couple of other things that happened. I hope you enjoy the video, guys, as we go along. I can do. All right, this is Middlesex, guys. We're crossing the road. If you guys know, you know. One thing I'd like to add is that there were no fees to pay. You just paid to play the golf and nothing else. Yeah, let the big boys play the driver. I play the 7-iron there, boys. That. Yeah, don't worry. Playing Middlesex for the second time, I realised that I wasn't excited as the first time. The fairways weren't as green and they did feel tired. Now, I finished the first 9 holes and I was on to the back 9 because I was playing 18 this time round. You'll see my scores in the top right hand side. Take into account there'd be 2 holes that I had no score for because I didn't have a provisional ball and, you know, I screwed up that hole basically. So there's no scores for those 2 holes. Now, we are now on the 10th hole, which is one of my favorite holes, or one of the exciting holes. And guess what, guys? Yes, you guessed it. I made the same mistake. The top hand corner is what I did the first time. The bottom hand corner is what I did on the second time of playing this course. And you can clearly see that on both times I hit the ball to the right. So it's clear that I have a problem with my balls always going to the right, and I need to sort that out. Now, I'm not going to show you any more holes, but what I will show you is after the event, we went back and I spoke to the rest of the society members. The captain now.
Yes,
so, what, do you have a new captain every year?
Well, Don, we wanted Don to stay on another year, but
Okay.
Well, in theory, you should only have a captain. You should only do.
The other side of it is because we play once a month.
Yeah.
So what we do, we provisionally give a handicap. So on the first, if it's your first time here, you won't win anything. All right. So it's based on what card you give me, and that'll be your provisional handicap. Your handicap then will change throughout the next 2 months, depending on your scores that you bring in. The other side, we're trying to promote the women's section, which
which is very important to us.
So because there's not a lot of societies that promote that, and I think that's very.
Is Margaret coming up? You can give her the balls.
Yeah. As I said before, this whole society is going on leaps and bounds, and it really is working quite nicely now. We've got a lot of ladies starting to come through, so that side's building. So we're getting a bit more of a social. Just need to get women a bit more sociable. I'm sure that'll happen. But no, so I'm handing over to Tarek, and he's already picked up the reins quite well from the last meeting we've had. There's a few changes going to happen, all for the better. But it's great to see we're still getting the same numbers. And the more it builds, people are going to be fighting to play in this society, because we get to the stage where 40 is going to be a maximum. You can't really go over that. So we're going to end up with people booking another waiting list. So bear that in mind. When you hear the next comps go up, get your name down, you know you're definitely in. Otherwise, you don't want to be sat on a
If you really want to do something different and play with a different bunch of guys, or you're on your own, then definitely check out West London Golf Society. Log on to their website, become a member, and you can pick and choose what games you want to attend. You don't have to attend every single one, but it's a great experience to have. I will definitely make it there again. I can't commit to every single game because it means I'll have to take a day off work, but it's definitely something that I would consider. Now, the final part of it is you can see that they're now handing out trophies. So they have some events where closest to the pin, and some other events that they give out trophies to for people who took part. And there's a really strong community spirit among this group. Guys, if you get a chance, definitely check them out. I definitely recommend it. I had a lovely day, and I'll definitely try them again.